deep in the Halpi Mountains. Your warband has stumbled upon a shimmering portal that appears to connect to another realm. As you begin to explore this bizarre artifact, you hear shouts. You've been discovered by a party of goblins, and their hunting pack of more pups. You will have to fend off the attackers while attempting to get your warband safely through the magical opening. Welcome to this Way to Fire YouTube video, where today it's me, Andy, and I will be playing a solo mission for Kings of War Vanguard. So this was released by Mantic Games in the UK lockdowns, and it was written by Chris Callahan and Rob Berman. And so the idea is that you make a 200-point warband, same as you would for a normal game of Kings of War Vanguard, but you play against artificial intelligence goblins. I guess you could use anything but goblins is what they suggest. And it's basically a portal scenario, so it's called Enter the Portal, and you can find it free to download in the link below to Mantic Games. This is the army I will be taking. So 200 points. I have a Tormentor who has a potion of haste. I have two Abyssal Guards on the left there, three lower Abyssals at the back. Back right, four Flame Bearers because they're just so good. I then have a Warlock. I've never really used a Warlock before. I think they're a bit underpowered against opponents, real opponents, but against the AI Goblins I think probably do alright. And then we have two of the Abyssal Hounds, Hellhounds. And that's 200 points. Facing them, I will be having a go at this group of goblins. So you start with 5 rabble. They're all rabble, even though they've got different weapons there. 5 spitters over on the side here. Again, the models don't matter. And then 2 more pups or more beasts. I don't have models painted of just the more beasts, so I have got goblins on the back of mine, but it's all fine. And we will be fighting over this portal. So here we are, the table is set up. We're only playing on a 3x3, so I've shortened the table width because it's a 4x4 board and mat. You can see the portal in the centre, and I need to get 3 models through that portal. It's not automatic if they get through. We take it in turns. No power for the AI goblins, and they will randomly activate in groups, either groups of spitters, groups of rabble, or groups of more beasts. So this is how I've laid them out here. So sort of split them up evenly. They'll try and come down and stop me, and then my forces of the Abyss, Tormentor with his guards in the centre and a Warlock, and then a strong flank there with some shooting, and a slightly less strong flank this side, but again hopefully try and take some goblins out. Now the goblins will start back on the table each time one is killed, and they'll start back just at the corner of that hill over there, so like a respawn. So yeah, so I kill them, but they'll be a long way away from me. I've got to get 3 models off in 5 turns, which, like I said, I get loads of power. I get 3 base, I get an extra 3 from my Tormentor, an extra 1 from my Warlock. So let's see how much power we get in turn 1. Lots, and I can re-roll 1 because I have 1 command model. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. Okay, I may or may not use all of that because people are a long way away. And extra activations is not necessarily as useful when you're not trying to steal the initiative from an opponent. So anyway, we will start and see how we get along. So I moved up my Abyssal Guard, just running forward, didn't have anything else to do. And then I rolled randomly for the Morbies to move. So they activate under Artificial Intelligence, so this one could see an enemy, so moved all the way forwards to try and get to him. Hasn't managed to, of course. This one over here couldn't see an enemy because the portal blocks line of sight, so just moves a normal move towards the closest enemy, which was over there. So that's the AI done. I will activate one of my Flame Bearers here to try and take down that Morbeast. I have to boost his range, which I can do for a point as the ability of the Flame Bearer. Oh, this glare's bad, isn't it? Yeah, so there we go, Firebolt. He's using his Firebolt with a leaping Firebolt for 1 power, so he goes to range 12. Hits on 5s, so I just get 2 dice normally, but I'll throw an extra power into that as well to give him 3 dice. 2 hits, So 2 saves for the Maw Beast, but with piercing 1, so 6 goes up to 7s. Doesn't save either. He does have 2 wounds, but that is enough to take him off. So he doesn't die completely. He'll come back right over the back there. See a little mark? That's where they're going to come back on. Next to activate was the Rabble. They just ran forwards. And then I have moved up this Flame Bearer. I had to run, and then I'm going to force fatigue to shoot. But I forgot to use the clear shot before, so I'll clear shot onto one of those with a... I have to range boost again. And that should be enough. Oh, I've got loads of power, haven't I? So I'll throw an extra one in as well. So it gives me 4 dice on 5s, 2 hits, and piercing 1. So the armor of 5 goes to 6s. Saved 1 but lost 1, and they're only grunts. So first one goes. So another one goes out, and they will come on at the beginning of the next round. Next to activate were the Spitters. And 2 of them were in range to fire at this guy. They had a clear shot, so an extra dice. And whilst they both got 2 hits on him, he managed to save them. I had to spend 1 power to do it, but I managed to save him both times. Because he's got armors 4 on an Abyssal Guard. So now all of the AI goblins have been. So it's just going to be the rest of my army moving forwards. There might be a little bit more shooting. And then obviously a lot of movement. So we'll come back in a mo. And this is a situation at the end of round 2. So I just moved everybody forwards really. I want those 3 people to go through the portal next turn if I can. I did move this one Flame Bearer over here. Tried a little cheeky shot at that Goblin Spitter. But whilst I hit with 1 dice, he saved it. Which is pretty good. Armor's 6, so not the best. So yeah, the start of the next round. Obviously those other models over there will come back on over the back. The 2 dead ones. The others, depending on how they activate, they may actually charge into me before I get to do much. We will have to see. So at the start of round 2, I got 6 power. And I am going to start by activating this Flame Bearer over here. He's going to try that shot again, so a clear shot over that Rabble. 3 dice on 5s. I think it might be... I might need to boost the range, but I'll check that in a second. 2 hits. A Spitter saves on 6s, but it's 7s because of piercing. So he didn't save either. So the Spitter is dead. So he's gone, which is nice to know. I'll then pay for an extra activation. So I'll try and clear some of these out here as well. And this guy will shoot this one here. Again, I think I'm going to have to pay a power up for the range. I'll measure that in a second. So it'll be a clear shot, so an extra dice, so up to 3 dice, and hitting on 5s. Or 2 with an 8. And that's actually 3. Armour for a Rabble is 5, which is actually pretty good. But it's piercing 1, so it goes to 6s. He saves 1, but 2 others get through, so yet another Rabble is gone. So I've cleared the way there a little bit with those 2 shots. And then we'll see which of the goblin groups acts next. So we rolled for the Maw Pups. So this one has charged the closest model you could see, which is my Hellhound. Just about managed to get a charge in, just skirting that pond. And of course, because one was killed last turn, the other one has started to come on from the back there. So, an extra dice for charging. So they have 3 dice base, and they hit on 5s. Vicious as well, so reroll any 1s. No 1s to reroll. Oh god, that's not very good, is it? Just the 1. Now the Hellhound has an armour of 5 and 2 wounds. I will spend a power to keep the Hellhound alive, hopefully. So 2 dice on 5s. Saves it. Needed the power potentially. I can retaliate with the Hellhound, and I will. Why not? So Hellhound can retaliate with 3 dice. I'll spend a power to give an extra dice as well, because then I can kill this thing. 4 dice on 5. Vicious as well. Vicious doesn't count, but 2 hits there. And the Maw Beast has an armour of 6, no crushing or anything. So saves 1. And it explodes into another save. So no damage on the Maw Beast. So, okay, that's done. So I retaliated, so I will be fatigued on my Hellhound, but it'll still be able to activate normally to fight again later. Activated this other Flame Bearer who has fired at this guy, needed a range boost but has taken him off, and then I did an extra activation to move this one up, and that's taken this Spitter off. So there are very few goblins left, but it is the goblin turn to activate, so it will be the Spitters or the Rabble, and we'll see which comes. So the Rabble activated, these guys couldn't charge, so they just run towards a close enemy, and the dead ones from the last round have started coming over the hill. The one I just killed, they won't come on it. He only respawned at the beginning of the next round. I just double checked that. So now it will be me to go. I think we're going to start trying to send guys through. So I'll send one of my lower abyssals, and on a 7 or an 8, he goes through the portal. He does not, so he's going to stand there like an idiot. Now, and of course the only thing next to activate will be the Spitters, of which there are only 2 here, and the other ones will come on from the back. So they are going to be able to shoot stuff because they are in range. So these guys, because they've got bows, they just shoot at the nearest target. So the first one shot at this lower abyssal and didn't kill him. The second one has shot at him and has. So a lower abyssal has gone. My first loss, just as he was trying to get through the portal. Should have got through, then you wouldn't have had to worry. I will move on the rest of the Spitters over the back there in a moment, and then I will do the rest of my abyssals. So next to activate will be this Hellhound, who's just going to attack the Moorbeast in front. So it's fatigue, so it's a short action, but he only wants to fight anyway. So 3 dice, and I am on 5s. No 5s, and they don't retaliate, the AI, so there's no fight back. But I have taken off my fatigue now, and I'm activated, which is important because all the Goblin models have gone. So now I'm going to attack with my Abyssal Guard. And he will now gain the benefit of a friend in the fight, because if he was fatigued before, he wouldn't have gained that benefit. So, the Abyssal Guard has 2 dice, but he's charged, so that's 3 dice, and another dice for having a friend in the fight, because he's not fatigued now. I am on 4s. Just 2 hits. I do have Crush 1, so the armour of 6 goes to a 7 for the Moorbeast, and he's failed both. Now he's a support, so he is at the moment not dead. He has to make an unmodified nerve test. He's 5+. He's passed his nerve test, so he's down but not out. Okay, so I'll mark him accordingly. Then I'm going to activate this Flame Bearer. He's going to shoot that Rabble. Actually, not the one straight in front, the one with the shield over there. So a clear shot, obviously. 3 dice on 5s, just the 1 hit. He does have piercing 1, so armor 5 goes to armor 6. So the Goblin has failed his armor, and because he's a grunt, he is dead. So, he can make another short action, so I'll move a little bit close. Actually, I'll move... Yeah, I'll move into there, and then I'll force fatigue, because he can fight. So he's got a friend in a fight. He hasn't charged, so he fights on 7s. But I get a +1 to hit because he's on the floor, so it's actually going to be 6s on 2 dice. Got 1 hit, and he gets piercing 1, so armor 6 goes to 7. I only need 1 wound, and he will kill the Moorbeast. He does, because I'm rolling on behalf of the Moorbeast here, sorry, just in case that was clear. So the Moorbeast is dead, actually, so that was a sensible thing to do. Don't take that off there. He does a little consolidation move, which he'll move 3 inches into his front arc, and he'll go and stand potentially to get through the portal. Great. Right, now I have this guy. He can just about see and fit through there, so he's going to charge that little Rabble. So again, he gets 2 dice base, next one for charging. He hits on 4s, so it's only 1 hit, but it is Crush 1. And again, armor 5 to 6, so only 6+ for the Goblin to save. He does not save, and again that Goblin is also down. And again I can make a consolidation move into my front arc, so he'll also go and stand on the portal. Right, what have we got left? What have we got left? Let's do the Warlock. He'd like to firebolt someone. I think we'll try and do that, so we'll come back in a second. Unfortunately the Warlock is out of firebolt range, so he's just moved up there to the centre. And then I have charged with the Hellhound against that Spitter, so 3 dice base, next one for charging on 5s. Oh, you're joking me, he didn't get any. Because he didn't get any, he doesn't use his smash ability either and knock him dead. Oh, I've got 1 though, and he's got vicious, so I can reroll the 1. It is a hit. The Spitter survives on a 6+. Oh, I actually took him off with that reroll. So that Spitter is also gone. So just 1 Goblin left down there, but there is a more pop going on. And now at the end of the round I can choose which one. I'll do all of those models that might try and get through the portal on a 7 or an 8. We'll roll them individually because there are different stat lines, of course. So it's a 7 or an 8 to go through the portal, so we'll start with the Tormentor. He doesn't go through. I don't want a 1, that would be a bad thing. The Lower Abyssal, he goes through the portal. Ding! 1 point scored. Flamebearer, see if he goes through. No, not quite. The dice went through, but he didn't. And the Abyssal Guard, he also goes through. So 2 points have been scored already. I need 3 to go through to win the game. And I've got 3 more rounds to do it in. So at the start of round 3, I've only got 4 power this turn. I have realised I've made a small mistake in that the Goblins always start the turn, the first activation, so that would have probably made a little bit of a difference with the charges and things down here, but anyway, we are where we are. I've rolled, and it's the Rabble who get to go first, which is actually probably the least good from the AI point of view, because a Bowman obviously could have done something, or the Maulbeast could have charged one, but the Rabble are too far away to do anything interesting, so I get a little stay of execution there, at least for a moment, and then I will get to go with some of my models. So this is where the Rabble moved to. There's a few more charging down over the hill. I'll start with this Lower Abyssal. He is going to charge a Spitter, because the Spitter could do some damage to my guys. And Spitters aren't very good, of course. So his Lower Abyssal gets 2 dice normally. He's charged. I'll throw an extra dice into it to give him 4 dice. So 4 dice on 5s. He gets 2 hits, no crushing. But the Spitter's only got an armour of 6+, so do I get any 6+s? No, so the Spitter is dead. And then he'll just turn around that way. I'll pay for an extra activation using another one of my points. So I've only got 2 left now. And I'll activate the Hellhound, who will charge. What's the biggest threat? The biggest threat is definitely the Maulbeast. Now I keep all the enemy all the way over there. That would be much better. So he's charged, you get 3 base and extra dice for charging. Ooh, I could even, I'm going to put a power in it as well. Give him another extra dice. So it gives him 5 dice on 5s. Only the 1, but it's an 8. Just 1. Not very good. It's not going to kill this Maulbeast. It has an armour of 6. It does take a wound, and they don't retaliate. But obviously when he activates, he'll get to fight him. The other one has moved up. We can't quite get into the fight. And then the first one will fight my Hellhound. So for 3 dice on 5 is his base. He doesn't get any. He only gets 1 hit. It doesn't use the Vicious to reroll. So a normal save of 5+. I'm only going to use the 1 on this. I've only got 1 power left. He takes a wound, so he's got an armour of 5, so I take a wound. Now, I have a choice. I could activate my Fury to retaliate, which I'm going to. Use my last command point to activate Fury. Now, this is a horrendous rule. So I get 3 dice base. Now, I can retaliate, but they can't. So I get 3 dice base in my retaliation, and Fury gives me an extra 2. Yep. Maybe using them while it's activated. Yep. So I get 5s to hit. No rerolls for the Vicious, but 2 hits there. Doesn't do any wounds. He does 1 wound, which is enough to do the last one on. And then means he does nerve test of 5+. He fails his nerve test. So that Maulbeast is also dead. I can make a consolidation move. Well, I'll just move around there a little bit. And that's it. Well, that wasn't even my turn, so I now get to do something else with one of my other models. I don't have any power left, so I'm probably going to be out of range with everything interesting. So I'll probably just swarm the portal to make sure I get that last model through. So the Spitters get to activate, so one's going to fire at this Hellhound, of course. It's a clear shot. 2 dice normally, so 6s, 3 dice. No, he doesn't get anything, so the other one can't quite see him, so he'll move to there and then get the clear shot as well. And again, no hits at all. Just shooting's terrible. He's point blank range as well. Okay, and then the rest of what I did was all these Flame Bearers and the Warlock were all out of range. So I've just swarmed the portal with some of them. And at the end of the round, we will see what happens. So the Tormentor, does he go through? He doesn't. Does the Warlock go through? He doesn't. Does the Flame Bearer go through? No. Abyssal Guard. No, what are these 2s I'm rolling? And last one, the Hellhound. No, he doesn't go through either. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get anything through and win the game in round 3, which is bizarre since I had, what, 5 models around it. Anyway, in round 4, I have loads of power. So what's that, 9 power. The goblins are going to go first, and I roll for the Moor Pup being the one to go first, so he will obviously charge the closest enemy. So he has 3 dice base and an extra 1 for charging, so he's going to be 4 dice on 5s. He's vicious, so he can reroll that 1. He gets 3 hits, which is pretty darn good. I'm going to throw a power to try and help save this guy, so throw an extra dice in for my Hellhound, and he's 3 survives on a 5+. I got 1 and 2 at the moment, and there is an 8, so 8s get exploded. Oh, he takes another wound, which takes him to his 0 wounds. So if I have a nerve of a 5+, 5+ he'll be down but not out, and less than 5 he'll be dead. He's down but not out. Okay, so I haven't lost that model, but of course he is activated, fatigued, knocked down on all that business. Right, obviously that other Moor Beast at the back there will come charging on, but he's not going to get very far. Except by his friend being attacked, this lower abyssal is going to charge into the Moor Beast. So 2 dice base, extra 1 for charging, and extra 1 because I've thrown a power engine, so 4 dice on 5s. 2 hits, no crushing, but it's only an armor of 6 on a Moor Beast. Saves 1 and takes a wound, so they have 2 wounds, so he's not dead. I'll pay for an extra activation as well with one of my flame barriers. And I've moved this flame bearer up. He's going to shoot at the first rabble in front of him, so it's a clear shot. So 2 dice up to 3, and hitting on 5s. He gets 2 hits, piercing 1, so armor 5 goes to armor 6+. He saves 1, doesn't save the other, so he is dead. I'm getting more activations now, so it'll be over to the goblins. Now, will it be the rabble or will it be the spitters? It's the spitters who activate, so they've got quite a few targets here. Now they can't shoot this guy because he's in combat. They can't shoot this guy because he's in combat. So they can only actually move to shoot these guys down here. So we'll come back in a second. So this guy over the back can shoot 12 inches onto the one who's activated. So it'll be a clear shot. 3 dice. Oh, he gets 2 with an 8. 3 hits. Oh my goodness. This lower abyssal is probably dead because he's only got an armor of 6. So I think he's already dead, so we'll roll it. Oh, look at that! He is not dead. Right, well done, son. These 2 are out of range, but this one can also hit. He could have hit either of them, so he'll go for the closest one. Again, clear shot. Ooh, he's missed with a 5, and he has 6 to shoot, but the 8 explodes. No, just 1 hit. I'm going to take a chance on that and put an extra power in to try and save him on a 6+ because he hasn't shot yet. Yes, he gets it, so he is alive. And now all the just the goblin rabble left to go, so I'll activate this flame bearer, move forwards to be in range, and he'll shoot the goblin rabble because once he's gone, there's no one who can charge my main bulk of my army. I'll spend an extra power to give him an extra dice, so he's going to have 4 dice because it's a clear shot. On 5s, 3 hits, piercing 1, so armor 5 goes to 6s. He saved 1, but obviously 2 get through. He is toast. So now I'm pretty happy. It will be the rabble that attack now. They're obviously very likely to kill that hellhound over there, but they're not going to get the rest of my army. So I should get through the portal. So this rabble is charged. He gets a friend in the fight. He gets extra dice for charging. So he rolls 3 dice, 1 base, and there's extra 2. He hit with 1 and straight up, and then this one I get +1 to hit because the guy's on the floor. So 2 hits at piercing 1, or crushing 1 I should say. So my armor 5 goes to 6s. I'm not... no, I will throw a dice in this. I will throw a dice. Because I just need to save both of these. 6+s. No, didn't save any. So he is dead. My hellhound is gone. My second model removed in the game. There's my dead pile. There's my portal pile. And everybody else in my army, these guys are literally just going to stay and get through the portal again, I think. Although I might do something with a warlock, yes. So I've moved my warlock around here and he's going to shoot that spitter in front. He gets with his fireball. He gets 2 dice base. I'm going to throw an extra 1 into it to give him 3 dice. And it's a clear shot, so it's 4. Come on, warlock, do something. And he's got a ranged hit of 5+. He gets 3 hits with an 8. 3 hits. No piercing and nothing like that, so just straight up armor of 6+. Oh, he saved 2 with an 8. He could save the 3rd. No, he's just got through. So that spitter is also dead. And I am obviously in a position to still get through the portal. I can move this flame bearer to there. And if I'm within 12, I'll try a shot at one of those other spitters. And he wasn't within 12, so there's no point spending that power. So I've ended up with 4 power spare at the end of the game. I could force... I could force fatigue. Yeah, I will do. I'll force Fatigue over there to have an extra fight with my lower Abyssal. Not much chance of succeeding. And we'll spend a power on it as well, actually, to give him an extra dice in the fight. So 3 dice on 5 for my lower Abyssal. He's got 1 hit against that Maw-Beast. 6+ is the save for the Maw-Beast. Oh, he has failed. So he will be dead if he gets less than his nerve of 5+. No, so he's down but not out. So he did do something, but not a lot. So the only thing left at the end of the round is to see if I get my last model through the portal and win the scenario. So let's try a Warlock first. 7 or 8 to get through. No. Tormentor. 7 or 8 to get through. Yes, the Tormentor gets through. Yes. We'll do the rest anyway. Flame Bear at the back there. He doesn't get through. Hellhound. Hellhound is well, I was going to say destroyed, but he's not. He gets teleported right back over there to his starting position, which is a bit dull. Abyssal Guard, does he get through? Yes, he does. And the last Flame Bearer, no, he doesn't. So we have ended up with 4 models, 2 Abyssal Guard, 1 Lower Abyssal, and the Tormentor through, which is definitely more than 3 models. And the enemy is defeated. I have secured the portal to somewhere I want to go. I don't know where. And that's it. That's the end of the game. So it'll be 4 turns. I think I probably should have done that in 3, to be honest. It was fun. It was good. I think it could have been a bit more challenging maybe if the models died when they get through the portal. Obviously, I did do a slight issue with the AI, but I don't think that make a big difference. I think there could have been more AI, to be honest. I think I didn't seem like I was too challenged. Or they could have started maybe a little bit closer. It would have been, again, a bit more challenging then. But it was good. Good to get some Vanguard. Obviously, the solo game. Not getting too many games against people at the moment. So, yeah. Fantastic. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And check out the Way to Fire Hobby Hangout and Way to Fire pages on Facebook. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.